Chuck Crosby, Laura is a real estate agent here in town. By the way, we've changed her name to protect her identity. She wants to know in this email, what if she strongly suspects that her client that she's listed her home for has dementia? She's wondering, how does she protect her client while at the same time try to follow the client's wishes of selling her client's home? This is a tough one.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
When there's dementia involved, it's not necessarily a matter of selling or protecting that client. If you don't feel like they're competent, that's a call your broker immediately, who will get the attorneys involved and then go from there. Usually, there's a family member or somebody is involved in the scenario. But yeah, that kind of tragedy can happen. But obviously you don't want to go up to them and say, "Oh, hey, I don't think you're competent." But you get with the family members and you say, "Is everything okay? Is she competent?" Now, the law is she's considered competent until she's adjudicated otherwise.
Hmm.
But then that's a presumption. But that presumption can be completely defeated if she is in fact diagnosed with dementia. Now, I have run across that on a number of occasions where someone is incompetent, whether it be by virtue of they've gone off whatever medication that they're supposed to be on for psychiatric purposes, things like that. And you deal with family members. Generally, if she has dementia, there ought to be a power of attorney in place. I'm reminded of one time where it really got to be a thing. The lady was clearly incompetent. She was
Hmm.
not able to sign, but daughter, who had her power of attorney, did not want mom to feel slighted in any way. So we had a couple closings. We let mom sign all the documents, and then afterwards, we had daughter come in and sign them as power of attorney.
Oh,
Mom had not been adjudicated and all that, but it's something we keep an eye on. I have had realtors call me and say, "Hey, Chuck, I think my client has dementia." And then they make me the bad guy, and I have to call all the family members and say, "Hey, has mom had the diagnosis? And if so, who's power of attorney? And let's go that route."
which you
Uh,
bring up a really good point here, Chuck, that don't wait until if your
right.
parents are aging, getting a power of attorney now while they're competent is most important, right?
Yeah, there are ways around it. Okay, let's say that mom is incompetent and she does have a power of attorney. Great. We're going to operate with that power of attorney. Want to make sure that power of attorney is a good power of attorney. Because if it's not going to allow them to sell real estate,
Mhm.
then you have to go to the fallback position, which is you have to get them adjudicated incompetent, have a guardian appointed, and then since it's a guardian ship, you have to get court permission to sell the property. Now, typically it takes 3 months to get someone to have a guardian appointed. And then from there on, probably an additional 3 months before you could sell property.
Hmm.
So you're
Yeah,
talking 6 months. So
yeah.
it's doable, but it's really difficult.